This is my review and scene-by-scene recap of Tyler Perry's The Oval, Season 3, Episode 21, Dirty Politics. I enjoyed the episode, as I always do, and this episode definitely belonged to Donald. He makes playing the bad boy good, right? Donald was calling all the shots in this episode, and I've said this before, Lodric's character has excellent character development on this series. He didn't really have much to say in Season 1, then his character started to grow on us in Season 2, and this season he's in rare form, delivering stellar performances in each of his scenes. And of course, the most dramatic moment being Victoria helping Jason to leave Earth. So let's get into this scene-by-scene recap, shall we? And if you guys can remember, I've already broke this scene down, and if you missed that video, I'll link it above. Victoria killed Jason, and Hunter wants to know how she did it, and he's sure that she's going to be found out because they have to conduct the autopsy. And she thinks that because Jason jumped from the roof, that there won't be much need for an autopsy. She said that Jason was an inconvenience, and that if Hunter hadn't been messing around with all those brown girls, then it wouldn't have to come to this. Hunter's standing there talking about, that's our son. How could you do this? And Hunter, of all people, should know that Victoria, she doesn't have a nurturing bone in her body. There's nothing about her that says loving mother. She said that she did Hunter a favor and that he should thank her. She told him that he never wanted Jason anyway, to keep quiet and follow her lead. And this is just so crazy to me. She killed her son to save face and their already shaded reputation. And this episode really had me thinking about Gail. Is she ever going to be returning at all? Are there going to be any children left on the Oval? I don't know, but someone left a comment on the channel and they said that Jason is in Season 4, so we'll see, because we know that everybody on the Oval bounced back like no other, right? I mean, it really is possible that he can just magically start to breathe again, even though the doctor has come out and confirmed that he didn't make it. But ain't nothing too hard for the Lord. Nothing. Then we move to the Halsons. Ain't the Halson family our favorite TV family for nighttime TV drama? Well, for mine it is. And Barry's all upset because Richard wants him to go inside and sit across the table with Kareem like ain't nothing happened. Barry was like, you do realize that this is the same man that was banging Sharon, right? The same man who had her up on that pharmacy counter, tearing it up. I ain't never hit it like that. He didn't say that, but that's what he meant. Then Richard is explaining that Kareem is a human being, and if they don't play their cards right, they could all die. He told him that he was going to call Sam so that Sam could get a place for him to stay. And I'm thinking, first of all, Sam ain't got nowhere to stay. Priscilla put him out with that boiling water, remember? And secondly, Sam is crawling around on that bunker floor trying to breathe. So he ain't gonna be able to help nobody in that capacity, Richard. Not anytime soon. He told Barry to go back inside the house and act like a grown man. And Barry got fresh with Richard, talking about he is a grown man. Then he told him he'll go and sit down with Kareem and break bread when he goes to sit down and have dinner with Picky's father. Up! I said, okay, Barry, you got a point on that one. He reminded Barry who was the father and who was the son. And since Barry's so grown, then he needs to get his own place. Then y'all, Barry started crying. He's sitting up there crying. See, he didn't expect the conversation to go this way at all. He thought he was just going to get in his little 2 jabs and that was going to be that. But no, Richard laid some of that James Evans on him. And he pulled it off. Richard pulled it off. He's such a great actor. And for those of you that don't know, Javon, well, Richard penned a production, right? And if you like gospel stage plays, then you're gonna love his new hit production called Sanctified. And I'm actually the assistant stage manager on this tour, you guys. So if you're in or around the Warner Robins, Georgia area on April the 9th and want to check us out, I'll leave a link for you to grab a ticket in the description. And if you do decide to join us, make sure that you shoot me a message and let me know so that I can give you a shout out. Richard then told Barry, bounce trigger. They should not bleep out the cussing on the Oval. They should just let it play, right? The dialogue is so much better with the cuss words in it. Like, I be watching Life, and I can't watch Life without the cussing. I'm sorry. I just can't. Then Richard walked back inside the house, and Barry didn't know what to do. He ain't got no job. He ain't got no car. So he left walking, but he might as well just go to the compound with Ruth and Callie. I mean, think about it. He'll have room and board. He'll be with his daughter. He won't have to work too hard, and he can smoke all the weed he wants, because that compound, they believe in feeling good, right? And altering your state of mind. When Richard came back to the dinner table, Kareem noticed the tension and the frustration and told him that he can leave, but Richard insisted that he stay because it's too dangerous. Then Nancy talking about, well, I can fix you another plate. Lord, Nancy. Food Food can't fix everything, but that's Nancy's strong suit, so she feel like ain't nothing that a plate of greens and taters won't fix. Kareem wants to know what the plan is, and Richard is assuring him that he's got people on the inside that can help. As soon as he can get the info to Sam, then Sam's gonna know what to do. I'm done. I ain't gonna say nothing else. I just need Richard or somebody to reach out and go and check on Sam before it's too late. Sharon is sitting there blaming herself while Dale is talking about how good the cake is. And they're sitting there listening to Kareem's story about how they hung him upside down 55 floors at the Washington Monument and threatened that they'd tell the public that he committed suicide if he went to the press, leaving his daughter fatherless. And if Kareem mentioned that daughter one more time, I'ma scream. Clearly this is his daughter of convenience because we never hear him mention her until he's facing like a life or death situation. All right, Kareem. Now it's a whole lot of action going on in that bunker. Both Kyle and Sam pull objects in front of them to use as a shield. When Sam reached for the door handle to get out, Kyle shot the handle off. Kyle is really taunting Sam and he wants him to reach for the phone that's on the wall so that he can shoot him again. And it looks like he's been hit in his hand too. And if I were Sam, I'd have no words for Kyle, like nothing more to say. Like there's nothing to talk about. And he told him that he knows that he's running out of ammunition with only one shot left. Simone broke the news to Eli that Jason died, and of course Eli found it hard to believe that the First Lady and the President are both murderers. Simone told him that she knows that it's hard to believe because the only thing that Eli has to compare it to is their own lives. So he just can't see how Victoria can be so vindictive and evil. And Sam is hot on the radar tonight. Eli said that they should have all been there by now, so he's calling Sam to see where he is. Then we cut to Priscilla, and she's laying it all out for Alan. She told him about their plan to get Hunter out of office using the 25th Amendment. And Alan said that he don't want no part of it. He said that he sat in on enough board meetings and phone calls to know that Hunter ain't gonna go down without a fight. Priscilla told him that they can't kill them all. And Alan said, well, I ain't really worried about everybody else. I'm worried about me. He said that he saw what they did to Ellie and that Hunter was a dictator and will just kill people if they weren't loyal, he and Donald. So Priscilla put her Jehovah's Witness hat on and tried to encourage Alan to join them. After he said that he'd think about it, she said she was going to make him some tea. And I don't know what tea's supposed to do. But at the end, I'm sure that Priscilla is going to regret even going into that kitchen. Then we cut to Lily and Max. And Lily finna dip. I told y'all she's whisking off to Vermont to be with some other trigger. She's ready to move on without Bobby and she wants Max to help her. But she don't even really want to tell Bobby. She wants Max to tell him. And Lily is a coward, bro. This man done fought off lions, tigers, and bears to be with you. And now you want to dip? Bobby gonna cuss her out. He's gonna cuss her out. Like, this is the wrong time to leave, sis. This ain't the best time to bounce. At least wait until the dust settles with everything that they're trying to do. But Lily is just now noticing that she's a burden and just in the way. So she wants to go to Vermont to be with this guy that nobody even knows. And she says that she's gonna be safe. So I'm assuming that this is the person that was on the other end that she was calling a few episodes ago. Max told her to wait until he got back to give Bobby the news. And the strange thing with this scene is the peculiar way that Max can detect if the shower water was actually going on Bobby's back as opposed to them dropping to the bottom of the tub. He knew Bobby's every move when he was in that shower, and he said that Bobby only came out to read their body language. So that was really interesting. He said that he was trained to pick up on all of this. Donald's protege Grip went over to Donald's to let him know that Sam went down in the bunker, but he never came back up. But he also let him know that Kyle didn't come up either. And they're both stuck in there, and no one can actually get in except the vice president, because he's the only one with the codes. Donald was like, this is some bullshit. He said that all he wanted Kyle to do was take care of his wife. Then Grip stepped up to the plate and he said, I'll do it. And Donald was like, no, Lily has to be brought back here to me and have the finest Asian honor, and that it can't be messy. He told Grip that he had faith that he could do the job, but said that Grip was more like a hammer, but he needed a scapula. And that's what Kyle delivers, and Kyle can do both. He needed someone sharp with smooth edges. And Donald is testing Grip right now. First of all, he knows that he can't get Kyle out of that bunker safely without everybody wondering what happened to Sam. So he told Grip maybe we should just let them both kill each other, and then he waited for Grip's reaction. He then told him to let Kyle stay down there to teach him a lesson. Then he told Grip that he might want him to take Alan out as well, his assistant. Listen, Donald's standing up here placing murder orders with Grip like he's at Chick-fil-A. Just crazy. So Lily's holding out on talking to Bobby, but only when Max comes back. And he was right when he said that Bobby was going to pretend to know what they were talking about. Now, Lily says that she can't trust Bobby. So she got up and walked out so that she could stick to her end of the bargain and wait until Max got back. And thank God for Max, because he's the only one out of this whole camp that knows that they need to go into that bunker. Everybody else is like, oh, we haven't heard from Sam. Where is Sam? Max ready to move. Max be like, we haven't heard from him, so let's go in. Eli told him that they can get in through the Eisenhower building, and he'll send him the codes to get in, but he needs to take Bobby with him. And I'm glad that Simone is grounded like she is. She knows that she can call on the good Lord and say, Lord, help us. Because clearly her little tin hat is tingling too. She knows that something just ain't right. Now we're back at the Halsons, and Sharon wants to help clear the dishes, but Nancy won't have that. Don't nobody need to go in that kitchen but her. Dale is glistening over the fact that coming to Washington was the most exciting thing in his life, but it's not what he expected. Kareem suggested that Sharon clean up the mess with Barry, but she said she didn't want to talk about it. She went upstairs, and then Kareem wanted to talk to Dale about the weed that he was smelling. The motorcade arrived at the White House, and when they got to the top of the stairs, out of everyone's sight, he tossed Victoria into the chair. He still can't believe that she killed Jason. Victoria said that this is what Jason wanted to do anyway, and that she only assisted in helping him to get where he really wanted to be. Hunter said that he couldn't take being around her, so he went to the Oval. In our final scene, we have Donald visiting Alan, and he told him he's not sure if Alan is on his side or not, and that he can't trust him. He told Alan that his eyes are all over the place, and he wanted to know why Alan was in his office the other night. And Alan was trying to explain to him that he went up there to straighten up a little bit. And Donald says that he took pictures, and he told him if he can't trust him, then he's going to have to kill him. He told Alan he'll F him up, and he'll do it slow. Then Donald saw Priscilla's purse on the couch, and he wanted to know who was in the apartment with him. Alan told him that it was Ellie's purse, and then Donald went on as if he was going to go inside the purse. And see, Alan wasn't even picking up on the fact that Donald ain't stupid. Donald was like that mom who came home from work and knew everything that was going on because your baby sister already called a snitch. That's how Donald was. He knew everything, but he didn't go inside of her purse. He wanted Alan to think that it was a bit too invasive, so he left him with the thought that he believed him, right? So he left and went downstairs and told Grip that Priscilla was in the kitchen and to kill her and Alan both. End scene. I really hope that you enjoyed this recap. If you did, give it a thumbs up. And if you're an Oval fan, go ahead and sub to the channel because I do video breakdowns like this all the time. Thank you so much for joining me on today's episode of Ruthless TV, and I'll see you on the next one.